Be honest with me. How many budgeting apps do you have on your phone right now? Mint, YNAB, Copilot, Rocket Money? You have folder after folder of finance tools. And how many of them do you actually look at without wanting to throw your phone across the room? Here is the reality. We live in the golden age of fintech. We have AI that tracks our net worth down to the penny. We have notifications that shame us every time we buy a bagel. We have colorful pie charts that show us exactly how broke we are in 4K resolution. And yet, look at the statistics. Consumer debt is at an all-time high. Savings rates are plummeting. If these apps are so smart, why are we still so bad with money? I will tell you why. Because automation is a trap. When you automate your finances, you automate your brain. You stop paying attention. You assume the app is handling it, so you swipe, you tap, and you forget. Stop trying to automate your way out of bad habits. Today, we are going completely analog. We are going back to 1904. We are going to fix your bank account with a pen, a piece of paper, and a method called Kah-Kay-Boh. It is the 118-year-old Japanese trick that claims to help you save 35% of your income. No apps, no passwords, no syncing errors. Just you, the paper, and the cold, hard truth. My name is Lacy, and I spend way too much time thinking about why we are so bad at managing money. If you are someone who looks at their bank account at the end of the month and has no idea where it all went, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. In our last video, we talked about the Diderot effect and why you buy stuff you don't need. Today, we talk about the solution. Before I teach you the method, you need to understand why you are broke. It is not because you are stupid. It is because of a psychological concept called the pain of paying. In 1996, researchers at MIT discovered something fascinating. When you pay with cash, the pain centers in your brain light up. You physically feel a sense of loss when you hand over a $20 bill. It hurts, and that pain stops you from spending more. But what happens when you use a credit card, or Apple Pay, or that seamless one-click checkout on Amazon? Nothing. The pain is gone. Modern banking is designed to be frictionless. They want to anesthetize you. They want to separate the pleasure of buying from the pain of paying. When you tap your phone, it doesn't feel like spending money. It feels like magic. This is why budget apps fail. They only show you the damage after it is done. They show you a graph at the end of the month that says, hey, you spent too much. But that is too late. The money is gone. Kakeibo forces you to feel the pain again. And trust me, that is a good thing. So, where did this come from? Kakeibo, which translates to household financial ledger, was invented in 1904 by Hani Motoko. Now, Hani Motoko was a badass. She was Japan's first female journalist. You have to understand the context of 1904 Japan. Women were running the households, managing the family finances, often with very tight budgets. They didn't have Excel. They didn't have calculators. Motoko realized that chaos breeds poverty. If you don't know where your money is going, it disappears. She designed this system not just to track expenses, but to promote mindfulness. She realized something back then that neuroscientists are just proving now. Writing things down changes your brain chemistry. When you type $50 into an app, it's just data. But when you physically write $50 with a pen, your reticular activating system lights up. You are forcing yourself to acknowledge the transaction. Okay, let's get into the system. If you have a notebook, grab it now. Forget the 50 categories your bank app gives you. Dining out, fast food, coffee, office supplies. It is too much noise. Kakeibo simplifies your entire life into just 4 pillars. Box number 1, needs. This is survival. Rent, mortgage, groceries, medicine, internet, electricity. Be careful here. A lot of people lie to themselves in this box. You need food. You do not need a $40 Uber Eats delivery. You need a phone. You do not need the iPhone 16 Pro Max. In this box, list only the things that, if you didn't pay them, you would die, get evicted, or lose your job. Box number 2, wants. This is the trap. This is the stuff you think you need, but you don't. Take out Netflix, that third hoodie you bought this month, the video game on sale. This is where 90% of your money leaks out. The Diderot effect lives in this box. Box number 3, culture. This is my favorite part, and it is uniquely Japanese. Kakeibo actually encourages you to spend money on things that enrich your soul. Books, movies, museum tickets, a course to learn a new skill. Most budgets fail because they feel like a prison. They tell you, stop spending. This method says, no, don't stop spending. Just spend on things that make you a better person. If you spend $50 on a book, that goes in culture. If you spend $50 on drinks at a bar, that goes in wants. See the difference? Box number 4, unexpected. Car repairs, medical bills, a friend's wedding gift, the stuff you didn't plan for. If this box is empty every month, you are either very lucky or you are forgetting something. Now, here is the ritual. You don't just log numbers randomly. At the start of every month, you sit down with your notebook and answer 4 specific questions. Question number 1, how much money do I have available? This is simple math. Take your monthly income and subtract your fixed costs, your rent and bills. Let's say you make $4,000. Your rent and bills are $2,000. You have $2,000 available. Write that number down, circle it. That is your reality. Question number 2, how much would I like to save? Notice the wording, not how much can I save, but how much would I like to save. You set a target before the month starts. You act with intention. Let's say you want to save $500. Write it down. Now subtract that $500 from your available $2,000. You now have $1,500 left to survive the month. This is your spending envelope. Question number 3, how much do I need to spend? This is your plan for the wants, culture, and unexpected boxes. You have $1,500. How are you going to split it up? And finally, the most important one. Question number 4, how can I improve? This is the most important one, but you only answer it at the end of the month. Most people look at their budget and say, oh well, I failed. Kakeibo asks you to write a sentence, a reflection. I bought too much takeout because I was too lazy to cook on Tuesdays. I spent $200 on clothes because I was feeling sad on Friday. You have to confront the behavior, not just the numbers. Now, I know what you are screaming at the screen right now, but Lacy, I use my credit card for everything because I want the points. I want the airline miles. Does this mean I have to use cash? This is a great question, and the answer is you can still use your credit card, but you have to treat it like cash. Here is the hybrid Kakeibo method for the modern world. When you swipe your Visa card at Starbucks for $5, do not wait until the end of the month to look at your statement. Pull out your notebook immediately, or at least at the end of that same day. Write down Starbucks $5 in the wants box and subtract that $5 from your total available budget. The goal isn't to stop using technology. The goal is to stop the frictionless spending. By forcing yourself to write down the credit card transaction, you are reintroducing the pain of paying. You are reminding your brain that debt is real money. If you are too lazy to write it down, you are not allowed to buy it. That is the rule. Let's look at a real example so you can see how this changes a life. Meet Bob. Bob makes $4,000 a month. Using a normal app, Bob swipes, he taps, and he lives his life. He feels good because he has a high credit limit. At the end of the month, the app sends him a notification. You spent $600 on dining out. Bob says, oops, I will do better next month. But he doesn't because he didn't feel the pain. Now let's watch Bob use Kakeibo. It's the 15th of the month. Bob wants a fancy coffee. It costs $7. He reaches for his wallet, but then he remembers, if I buy this, I have to go home and write coffee $7 in the wants box. He looks at his notebook and he sees that the wants box is already half full, but his culture box is empty. He realizes, I'm spending all my money on bean water and zero money on things that make me smarter. He puts the wallet away. He skips the coffee. Later that week, he goes to a bookstore. He buys a book for $20. He writes it in the culture box. He feels proud.
At the end of the month, Bob has saved $1,100. But more importantly, Bob has changed his values. He stopped feeding the wants monster and started feeding his brain. Here is what I love about this. Laziness actually saves you money. If you have to physically write down, "I spent $40 on a plush toy," you might just decide it is too embarrassing to write, so you don't buy it. So, here is my challenge to you. The 7-day paper challenge. Do not download another app. Go to the dollar store, buy a cheap notebook. For just 1 week, I want you to log every single penny. If you buy a pack of gum, write it down. If your Netflix subscription hits, write it down. If you find a penny on the street, write it down. At the end of the 7 days, look at your wants box. I guarantee you will be shocked. You will see patterns you never noticed before. FinTech wants you to be fast. They want you to tap and go. I want you to be slow. I want you to stop and think, because the slower you spend, the faster you save. If you are going to try this, comment "I'm in" down below so I know who is taking their financial future seriously. I am Lacy. Stay lazy, stay smart, and I will see you in the next one.